Most Americans are not familiar with the 1948 Israeli War of Independence and the refugee crisis it led to for both Palestinians and Israelis in Arab countries. So when New Yorkers and other Americans saw Zohran Mamdani post on social today about, quote, Nakba Day, unquote, as part of a post containing disinformation and propaganda explicitly meant to demonize Jews and omit crucial information about how it was actually Arabs who started the genocidal war that led to the, quote, Nakba, unquote. So let's talk about the history and what actually happened. Israel declared independence as a state in 1948. They had just gotten the go-ahead for a sovereign Jewish homeland from the United Nations. The United States voted for it, the Soviet Union voted for it, so did many other countries. All of the Arab countries voted against Israeli statehood. The plan was approved by the United Nations to also create a Palestinian homeland, an Arab homeland in Palestine. Remember, Palestine is the name that the Romans gave to the ancient Jewish kingdom of Judea to attempt to sever Jewish links to the land when Rome conquered Judea. The Arab world in 1948 rejected statehood. They said, we're not going to share land with the Jews. Once the Jews declare a state, attack the Jews, kill them, quote, drive the Jews into the sea, end quote, and then take back the entire entity of Palestine for ourselves, murdering every Jew there or else subjugating them under Arab rule. True to their word, the Arabs launched a genocidal war against the Jewish people in Israel. Troops from nearly every Arab country invaded Israel. The attack was led by 7 Arab countries, but it was an all-out genocidal war. During that war, the Arab armies ordered hundreds of thousands of Arab Palestinians to flee what is now Israel to go to Judea and Samaria and Gaza, as well as neighboring countries like Jordan, Lebanon, but also Israeli troops cleared certain areas, certain towns of Arabs because there were attacks coming from those towns or Arab troops embedded within those towns that were attacking Jews as part of this genocidal war. Remember, the Arabs launched this war. The Palestinian Arabs living in what is now Israel participated in that war, supported that war. So yes, there were expulsions. That's what happens when you wage a genocidal war on a country. Credible historians say that about half of the 700,000 to 750,000 Palestinian Arabs who were displaced during the 1948 War of Independence, about half of them were encouraged to leave or ordered to leave by these Arab armies that were invading Israel. The other half, approximately, were ordered to move, relocate by the Israeli army. What Zohran Mamdani says is that all of these Arabs were illegally expelled, which of course is totally untrue. The Palestinian people had a Nakba. It was a catastrophe that the Arab armies used them as a political pawn, invaded Israel to destroy it, and lost. In that loss, hundreds of thousands of Palestinians were displaced because of the genocidal ideology of the Arab world at that time. Those same Palestinians are still being held hostage to this toxic jihadist eliminationist ideology. Let's be very clear. When the term Nakba, catastrophe, was first used, it was used to describe the catastrophe of the Arab world losing, of being humiliated in this war of genocide that they launched against the Jewish state and were defeated in such a profound and humiliating way that it was catastrophic. The refugee crisis was part of that. Now, anti-Zionist bigots like Zohran Mamdani want you to believe that the Nakba was the expulsion of 700,000 Palestinian Arabs. He doesn't talk about the genocidal war that preceded displacement of Arab Palestinians. He doesn't talk about the role that the Arab genocidal armies played in that displacement. He has completely erased from history everything that led to the displacement of those Palestinians. He and the anti-Zionist hate movement say that all 700,000 of those people, the millions of ancestors that they now have, should all be allowed to return to Israel. Even though their ancestors started the war of genocide that they lost, they should all be allowed to return, and essentially Israel should be destroyed so that their ancestors could take Israel over. This is the idea behind, quote, Nakba Day.